Make the rest of the analysts go missing. In the UFL, how them amateurs all limping. We so sick with the blitzing. Break down defense quicker than a weak immune system. Rose G, my boys are real. Pancaked over the middle. Yeah, I hopped on the field. Who wanna get hurt now? Cause you can make it past the line of scrimmage, but you still gonna be the first down. With my team submerging, you got a better chance making a 4 for 40-yard conversion. Explosion on the team, UFL was the lead. J Mike close behind the scene.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. This is the final episode of the season. I'm Stephen J.
And I'm Ghost.
And we're gonna wrap up the great season we had, man. We're gonna get you to we're gonna talk about the Final Four game. We're gonna show you a little bit of the All-Star game, and then we're gonna really focus on the chip. We're gonna break down the championship to y'all, and we'll take it from there. It was a great season. I think it was success. I can't believe it's over. It's kind of long because I delayed, but it was nice to have a great ending the way we did.
And I feel like as the playoffs got along, I feel like games got better, it got more intense, guys was more into it. There was more competition, more rivalries. You saw a lot of teams really go at it, really fighting to get to the end. And I feel like it was a great outcome and a great end of the season.
So with that being said, we're going to jump to the playoffs, the Final Four. One of the first games we're going to talk about is the Carver versus Gettys. Gettys are coming off of a big win. They won against Evo, and then they beat the defending champions. They eliminated champs. Carver comes in. They beat Rep City, and now this game is to go to the chip. So this is for all the marbles. The last game was close, and we're gonna let you know. We're gonna see how this game ended up. We're gonna start with Jack with a nice run on 4. He has a nice game, but that's not the big issue. The big issue is this: if you can see Pam's yelling at his team, and he walks off. A lot of people say that Pam shows too much emotion. He gets too caught up. They say he delays the game. I think he's just looking to motivate his team, and he wears his emotion on his sleeve.
I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, Pam, if you pay attention to how he works, how he talks to the team, he's a perfectionist. He wants everything done the way he sees it, the way it's supposed to be done. If you make one mistake or you deviate a little bit away from his plans, he's going to let you have it. He does it every single game, day in and day out.
Well, that's his style. That's what works. So I guess this is why the team won so many championships. Anyway, after that, Carver's going to rush 2 guys on 4 rush, and that was their idea. They wanted to minimize Jock's running, which is why Pam's upset. And as you see here, they rushed 2 guys on 4 rush. Jock is going to scramble and throw into the end zone, but it's going to be a turnover. That is the strategy they had. That's what Carver wanted to do. That was Pam's strategy, keep Jock in the pocket.
And I feel like that's the reason why he made such an emphasis about it, because when he's able to scramble on his legs and extend the play, eventually the defense can break down. He'll find a window to throw a decent pass. So you keep that from him, you keep him from having that extra time, and you can shut down the play early.
Well, Chuck he gets the first time, he gets the ball, he throws a great pass to the Angel on the sideline. He follows it up with 2 short passes to one of his favorite receivers, Cable Guy. And then he's going to find a guy he found all season, his money-making man, Boo-Boo for the touchdown in the end zone. Nice and simple. Chuck doesn't put no pressure on himself, just gets the job done, scores points here.
And the sad part is you can't say that there was bad defense by them Gettys. It's just these are excellent throws. These are throws where he's putting it where only his receiver can get it. So it's hard to defend that. You have to try anything you can. But if he's making throws like that, it's going to be a hard game.
Jock is going to start it off as he gets the second time with the ball. He's going to throw a nice pass here to Rudio and follow it up with a nice rollout and throws a pass on the sideline to Hollywood. Then on 4 rush, he's gonna throw to Hollywood in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. So they was only able to stop the first drive. As you see here, he finds Hollywood in the end zone, touchdown. They're not able to get the extra point. 8-6. They're back in the game though.
Yeah, and I feel like at the end of the day, you want to actually make sure that you compete with the team by scoring, putting some points on the board yourself. The 2 points, it may come back to bite you, but at this point, you're only worried about scoring that touchdown.
Chuck is going to get the ball back and get a smart sack here, which we've seen a lot of quarterbacks not do. Something's open, these guys try to force it, make plays. Chuck is going to take the smart sack, you know it's only 1 down. He's going to follow up with a pass here to Angel on the sideline, then find Angel again in the middle. Then he's going to throw to Brandon in the back of the end zone, but Brandon's going to be out of bounds. Boy, that's going to take us into halftime, 8-6. A lot of running the clock, get it slowed down the ball, move the ball around a lot, ran the clock. The key to them was to keep Chuck off the field. They got to be confident going into halftime, 8-6.
And I feel like that's a big way to end the half, keeping it within 2 points, because now you have the opportunity to actually make one more stop, because they get the ball at the half, but you make one more stop and you can go ahead with the lead. This is something that you would cheer for, because you don't always get too many opportunities when you're playing Carver.
Second series, they're going to start the ball off second half. Carver's going to get the ball. Angel's going to pick up the blitz by Hollywood. We've seen Hollywood catch a lot of teams off motion. He got a lot of teams off guard with his blitz. He caught MV with it, and he caught Evo with it. But Carver was ready for it. As Angel picks it up here, Chuck is going to throw to Joe for the first down. Great pickup by Angel. Great throw to Chuck to get the first down. And
that shows that they pay attention to this Gettys team. They played them during the season. They already know their style of defense. They know when they're going to blitz, and they were able to pick it up there for a nice game for a first down.
Chuck is going to follow that up 3 plays later to the touchdown to Angel. 15-6, Carver's going to take the lead. Now Gettys have to score back. You don't want to give Carver a lead too long. Carver's going to give the ball back to Gettys. Gettys going to start off with the ball now. But Danny's going to come with the pressure now on Jock. And Jock throws an incomplete pass. Once again, they're trying to keep Jock in the pocket. We've seen him destroy MV with these runs. Not on Carver. Great play by the pressure here.
And that's all it takes to keep him from getting comfortable, because he's comfortable when he's on his feet. So when you keep him and keep that space, keep him in the pocket, keep him from moving anywhere, it puts more pressure on him to make a throw, and that's how you can actually stop their offense.
We're going to see that 2 plays later. He's not comfortable running the ball because Carver's prepared for it. So he's going to throw a bad pass here. He's going to track star, but it's a bad pass. It's going to be intercepted by Jay. Give Carver back the ball. Now the Gettys are in trouble. Carver got a good strategy.
And it's working, because they're keeping Jock away from moving the ball by running. So you keep him in the pocket, force him to make a throw, and that's how you actually slow down their offense. It's effective.
Chuck is going to throw the ball to Joe, but Joe's going to drop the pass. Carver's going to end up turning over the ball, giving it back to Gettys. Gettys are down 15-6. Jock is going to be running. Get the ball rushing here. Then he's going to end up finding Megatron for the touchdown. We ain't talking about Megatron a lot first half. He's going to get involved in the game. Touchdown, 15-12. Carver, yeah, this is right back in it.
I mean, that's something that they needed. They were struggling to stop Carver's offense.
And they rushed 2 in again, yes. And he was able to beat it this time.
He was just able to beat it, but you know what? That's the opportunities you take. You are able to get away with it. You have to take advantage. They did, and they were able to put points on the board. Not at bad one.
Chuck is going to get sacked when he gets the ball back here by number 21. Heck is going to miss this next time. He's going to miss the sack. And Chuck is going to run for the first down. Heck should not have jumped. Just attack Chuck. Why would you give this man a second chance by giving him a chance to run the ball?
And the thing that you make with a lot of ball givers mistake is, if you're not going to commit to stopping the play by jumping and blocking the pass, then just rush in and try to make the tag for the sack. You don't go for the pass, you don't try to knock it down, you better off just going for the tag, because you can stop the throw in motion. Why jump? Why go for the fake? It hurts you in the end, because all the quarterback has to do is make a move or throw the ball after you land, and you give him an open window to make a pass.
So they're going to be able to move the ball here. Remember, Carver is up 15-12. Chuck is going to throw the ball to Joe in the middle. Joe with a nice catch. And look at these moves by Joe. Slow it down. See how he shakes that one guy? Cuts back this way, shakes the next guy, and look at this run up the middle. Great run by Joe, gets to the 10-yard line. People say the guy's, oh, he's still making moves.
And that hurts if you're dumb Gettys. To have this happen at this point in the game, those are some great moves by Joe. I guess it was unexpected. They didn't see it coming, and they got caught sleeping, and that did right on the 10-yard line, about to score again.
They have to stop him this down. If Carver scores, game is over, because that will put them up 9, and that will mean that Gettys hit the ball twice. Clock is running down, but Chuck is going to be able to find Joe in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown on 4th down to give Carver the lead and evidently the win. 21-12. Carver's going to the championship. Them Gettys going to take the loss.
And I feel like at that point, that was a play that is hard to defend. That was just a great throw by Chuck. unavoidable at that point. That's why you have to take every opportunity to keep him off the field, because when he gets into his stride, he's almost unstoppable when he's making throws like this.
That's gonna end Geddes' season, and they were the one team in the West that I felt could have beat Carver. You know, I actually picked the Geddes to win this game because of Jock's running ability. But that's why Pam's got championships, and that's why I'm here recording video. He knew what to do. He knew how to stop this man. He saw what he did against MV. He did not allow him, which is why he got frustrated and walked off in the beginning, because he did not allow it. Geddes had a lot of chances. Boo Boo actually got ejected this game for cursing. You took away Boo Boo out the game, and they were still able to get the win. Them Geddes just got to blame themselves. They didn't make the plays they needed to make, and Carver's the better team this day.
And I feel like the key to that game was Chuck, again, was making the passes that he was supposed to make. He was very accurate on the passes. It was hard for the defense to stop him because the way that they run their routes, they have this, the route-based passing. They can make some moves on you on offense, and Chuck with those great throws, it's hard to defend them. And when you get them in their stride, this is what happens. So you got to make sure that you take every opportunity that you can to put up points, because when they come back, it's going to hurt you afterwards, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, that's going to give them Geddes a loss. You know, they got to keep their head up. They eliminated the defending champions. They beat Evo. They gave Carver a game. They just wasn't able to pull it off. So now, you know, it's, you know, Team R&R. And I think with these athletes, you know, they should go to the circus. As you see here, we're in the circus, and they got athletes, because Megatron, Hollywood, you know, Rudio, they're good athletes. So why not go to the circus and show the ability to do stuff other than play football? So I'm going to give it up to them. They invited us. You see me there with them. I had a great time. You know, they ended their season, but they go and have a good time at the circus.
And I feel like that's the best way to, you know, get your stresses out from these games. I mean, it was a hard season, hard-fought season, all the way to the end. So now you get to have some fun. You get to watch them perform the best way that they can, doing things other than football, you know, balancing a ball or whatever they can do, playing with the animals, who knows. But the point is they're talented in many different ways, and they're showing it to us here. Well,
we're going to give a hats off to them Geddes, but the season's over, and that's all with that. Carver's going to the championship. A lot of people picked them to go. They're there, and we're going to see who's going to be waiting for them. Next game up is Browns and IOD. Basically, this is the #1 versus the #2 seed. Carver, as we said before, is already in the championship, waiting for the win of this game. Browns beat IOD in the regular season. IOD's problem is they do the quarterback shuffle, I would say. But the problem with the other side with the Browns is they say, is Reggie reach his peak? Is he? I mean, he's on the other side of his career. And now, you know, the Browns was in this situation last season. They was in the West. They went against MV. They lost that game. And a lot of people blame Reggie for it. You know, I think it was the team giving away the game. So we're going to see if they can get to the championship where they came up short last year. So we're going to jump right on the game. IOD starts off with the ball. Speedy's going to get a blitz to call Sasha to run for a short gain. After that, Sasha's not able to reach the end zone, and they're going to turn over the ball, giving the ball back to the Browns offense. After a few short passes, Jingo was trying to just get Reggie comfortable. So by him doing that, was with a few short passes, Reggie's going to throw it to Puka deep. Puka with a great jump over everybody in the end zone here for the touchdown, 8-0. Great jump by Puka. He's one of the shortest guys there. Jumps up and makes a play.
I mean, for anybody else watching this game, is this getting old? Because this is something that we've been seeing all season. Puka just making a great play when they count, when it's needed, right on time. I feel like nothing's ever been changing when it comes to Puka on the field. I mean, nobody's been able to stop him. He's able to make that play whenever he feels it's necessary. And if you don't stop him at this point, there's nobody that can beat this team.
Well, that's going to get IOD offense back the ball. Slash is going to dodge Los. Los is a good pickup for the Browns. Big pickup. But he's going to miss the tag here on 4 rush. And Slash is able to move with 2 short plays. After that, Los is going to pick up a sack, causing IOD to pump. Los is coming from Brick Squad.
Yes.
Great pickup. Played a little different position last year. Was at playing linebacker. They move the ball giver. Excellent ball giver. Can also move at linebacker. Can blitz. One of the hardest guys to block. Makes a play here to make ILD have to punt.
And he gave, you know, he took Slasher off his feet on that play too. You know, gave him a little hit or whatever. I feel like this is something that he got frustrated on when Slasher missed. He missed Slasher twice.
Right.
And I feel like he took his frustration out on that play. He finally got him. That's something that they needed at that point, because this is something that he's there for. He's able to do it when it counts, and is able to try to earn the ball back for the Browns.
Browns is going to get the ball back for the offense, but they're not able to do nothing. They're going to punt and giving the ball back to ILD. ILD can't score before the half. Gives the ball. We're going to go into the half. 8-0. Browns with the lead. And we've seen a lot of this in the first game. Slow start. Not really a lot of scoring. Maybe just the teams are good. But we got an 8-0 ball game at half.
And I feel like this is just two teams really going at it at this point. It's a strong half. The Browns are only able to score 8 points. Give credit to ILD's defense, at least to hold them to 8 points for this half. They're going at it. Maybe it'll be a different half. It depends on who scores first. That's all that matters at this point.
Second half, Browns going to get the ball, and Reggie's going to get sacked by Gill. Gill is a big pickup. Gill is coming from playing with MV, won a championship. Actually, he's the only player on this field in this game right now that was in the championship last year, who's actually won the championship, and he's hungry to get back. He makes a play here. Great sack by Gill. But then Reggie's going to throw deep again to his favorite guy, Puka, to give them the 14-0 lead. One guy you got to stop. One guy you got to pay attention to. One guy you got to keep out of the game. Puka, they don't do it. He scores 2 touchdowns, 14-0 Browns.
But I feel it's because, one, he's hard to stay with. He's good on his feet, so he can make one good shake move when he's going out on his route and able to lose the defense. Plus, he lines up on any different side of every part of the field, so it's hard to keep track of this one guy. And he's not that tall, so he can slip by a lot of people.
And Reggie knows where he's at.
Yes, and Reggie is probably the only person that really knows exactly where he's at, and that's why he's able to find him open a lot of times.
Right now, ILD is going to get the ball back, having done nothing all day with this offense. Slasher's going to get sacked here. Bad sack by Slasher. Then he's going to throw to number 80 on the sideline. Darnell's going to get a hand in and just break up the play. Turnover. ILD gives the ball back to the Browns.
And I feel like that was a huge turnover. That was just great defense by Darnell, getting his hand in at the last second. If he wasn't there, that would have definitely been a reception for the first down. And it was a surprising defensive play because nobody expected him to be there on time, but he was, and it caused that turnover.
Reggie's going to get sacked when he gets the ball back again by Gill. Gill is giving it everything he got to get his team to the championship. Reggie's going to throw a deep pass following that play in the end zone to Puka, but the ball is going to be brung back for the flag on holding on the Browns. Browns are going to end up having a punt on that series, give the ILD offense back the ball. Slash is going to be able to dash low, finally get away now for a nice run. Then he's going to throw to Jesus, and he's not able. We didn't see him all in the beginning of the game. That was the guy that I thought that needed to be a big guy. He is the ILD's version of Puka. They got to get him the ball in space. He can make plays. This is his first catch. He's going to make a nice catch, and the Browns are going to get a flag for a tackle to give them more yards up. Great play by Jesus to make a play, and they get a flag.
Yes, and I feel like that's one way to start to keep your offense going because they haven't scored all game. This is the time to do it. You catch the Browns defense sleeping. You get a flag on them. I feel like that's huge. You got to take this opportunity now. Let's see if they do.
Slash is going to get blitzed by Los, but then he's going to end up getting sacked. Los doesn't get the sack. He gets the blitz there. He gets there, but another player on the Browns is going to get the sack. Then Slash is going to follow with a throw to Ace in the end zone, but he's just going to be out of bounds. Remember, ILD needs to score. They need to score. They're down 14-0. And ILD is going to end up getting stopped in the red zone. Turnover, gives the ball back to the Browns.
And I feel like that hurts because, you know, you're running this late in the game. You haven't scored yet, and now you're giving the ball back to the Browns, who's able to score twice. So I feel like that's a big missed opportunity. Now you have to battle twice as hard just to actually put points on the board.
Browns is going to get the ball back, but they're going to end up having to punt the ball to give the ball to ILD. ILD has to score. They're down 14-0. They got to score and get the ball back. But they're not able to score. That's going to end the game, end the ILD season. Browns with the win. Browns are going to the championship. 14-0 Browns with the win.
And I feel like one of the difference makers in this game was when they played ILD before. I don't think Puka was there for that game.
Right.
And I feel like that was a difference maker for them.
But Browns still beat them.
Yes, they did still beat them. It was a closer game. They battled all the way to the wire. This one, didn't necessarily feel the same.
No,
I feel like IOD. I feel like IOD was probably a little exhausted from playing the last game against the Generals. Even though they ran away with that game, I feel like it still showed that they weren't really fresh. They weren't really, you know, on their feet the way that they were supposed to battle the fresh Browns team. And they weren't able to stay with Puka, and I feel like that was the difference maker right there.
Well, they technically played the Generals a week before.
Yes.
So
yes.
I know what you're saying, because ILD plays in a lot of leagues.
Yes.
They play a lot of games.
Well,
and
that's the thing.
Yeah.
They didn't seem fresh to me. That's my point. Maybe just looking at how they played, I assume that they had.
You would look like they played the game before. Yeah, you're right.
So they didn't seem fresh to me. They didn't seem.
Slasher didn't look good at all.
No, he didn't. And I feel like they were able to lock him down early. They put pressure on him. Lowe's was chasing him all the way throughout the field, even though he wasn't able to sack him every single time. I feel like at the end of the day, the pressure's all they needed. They were able to stop their offense from scoring, and that's all that matters in the end.
And now you're going to have the championship, you know, and it's great because you have both #1 seeds in the championship. Browns had the best record in the East. Carver had the best record in the West.
It's unfortunate that one thing is that they didn't get a chance to play each other during the regular season, because maybe we would have had a precursor to that. But now everything's a surprise now. These are teams that are first meeting in this league this year, and I feel like, you know, and it can go either way. Both of these teams have a tenacious offense. They have 2 good quarterbacks. They have some solid defensive play. I feel like it can go anywhere at any given time during that game. It's exciting.
Well, before we jump into that, we're gonna just jump into IOD season. They had a good season. You know, I believe they had 2 losses this year. They lost to the Browns and they lost to YMM. But they had nothing. They came in late in the season. They adjusted to the rules. They played well. Gil's a good pickup. Jesus just needs to stay healthy. And I think the team will be back next year. But then you ask yourself, what would they do with the team R&R? Well, I think that should be security, as you see here now. This is a big team. You know what I mean? They got a lot of guys, and they got a lot of, you know, intimidating guys. So why not be security? You know what I mean? So that's what they doing with their team R&R. I mean, I don't know if you call this relaxation, but, you know, maybe beating somebody up.
Yeah,
it's good relaxation for this team because they're big and they're scary.
And this is a way to take out their frustration after this loss. You know, anybody that comes across them while they're on the job as the security is gonna feel it, because they're gonna let them have it. You better not come across these guys in any other way, because they're gonna let you have it. So watch out, these security guards. Pay attention. Don't misbehave or do anything that you're not supposed to, and you don't have to worry about them.
Well, you see me there, but that's not on purpose. Just to let you know. You know what I mean? If I known they were going to be there, I would have made sure I wasn't there. That's a scary team. But that's how they're going to end their season. Nothing to put hold your head down to. They could have played a little better. They could have got this game. I heard they'd have this problem before. But they just got to come back stronger next season. So now we'll get into the championship game. Carver, Browns. This is the game everybody been waiting for. The UFL All-Star game. I'm in the East coaching. Tim is on the West coaching. The head coaches are Carver's Pams, and the head coach on the other side on the East is the Cleveland. The Browns Jingo. We lost last year. We got destroyed last year. Pretty much humiliated. Ghost made a video. We was trying to get redemption. We trying to get back, and we're gonna see how the game's gonna start. Vito's gonna start with a throw to Julio, and it's almost gonna be picked off by Julian. Not a good way to start off the game. Vito's gonna get a pass tipped by Sean, and East is gonna end up punting to give the ball right back to us.
I feel like this is not a way to start the game. I feel like
we had a slow start.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it after a while.
Oh.
That's something that the East is probably used to. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the West. I'm not a fan of the East. I'm just making fun of this guy right here.
Well, Hood is going to get the start because Chuck will be throwing in the championship game. He's not going to start throwing. So Hood is going to get a nice run, but he's going to get stopped by Smoke. That's how he picked up Smoke. That running for Hood ain't going to work, and I told you, when we got Smoke, Smoke was going to make a play. Great play by Smoke here. Then Hood is going to throw a nice pass to Wise. Look at Wise with the catch. He's representing the West. That's a nice catch by the old man. He's able to make the catch here. Great catch by Wise.
Where did he come from? I mean, he made it to the All-Star game, so he's the All-Star ref. I don't know where he come from.
Listen, he got to play. Like, we put him in, you know, and it just happened. It's the All-Star game. Hood is going to find a nice touchdown pass to Bishop. So Bishop gets in the All-Star team, he makes the score. He got a championship game next, but he wants to have fun. Great catch by Bishop, 6-0.
And I feel like this is something that he hasn't been able to do all season, you know, with the strict PAMs and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he's able to let loose and have fun. He's able to get a touchdown this time.
Bito's gonna get the ball back and throw a short pass to that big guy right there. Whoa, that's me. So that catch, pretty good concentration. I haven't played in a year. I retired last season after coming off a chip with the Rebels. Come on, that's a good catch. Maybe I should come out of retirement.
Maybe you should just sit in that chair where you belong.
Let me tell you something. My wife said I can't come out of retirement, but y'all lucky because that's not me even in shape yet. You don't want it. You don't want it. Okay. Bito's gonna find Cecil in it. Bito's gonna throw a pass to Cecil here, who runs it in for the touchdown. 6-6. East is right back in this, boy.
I mean, wow, you scored a touchdown. I mean, am I supposed to get excited? I already know the outcome. I'm sorry. Listen, the East is not meant to win. And I'm going against, if he was on the West, I'd go against him. It doesn't matter. I'm wanting to see him lose because he's too confident in his team. And they able to score, but let's see what happens after this.
Well, Hood is gonna replace Rep City. Is gonna make the pitch to Rudio. Rudio representing them Gettys for a little game. Nice block by B-Dot, who made it as a blocker for Rep City. Then Hood is gonna throw a pass to Brian, of course. Everybody likes throwing at Brian from KDW for the first down. Then Hood is gonna throw a deep pass to Javon. Javon playing for Black Stallions, but it's gonna be broken up by House Gangs London. Great play by my East player, my replacement pick. Ha ha!
There you go. Okay, yes, that was a nice play to stop that. Let's see if they can do something about it now.
Hood is going to throw a deep pass to a wide open Tess, his teammate on Rep City, but it's going to be dropped. Hood is going to take off on a nice game, but short of the end zone, going to give us the ball back. So now Bito starts off. Bito, the quarterback from Animal Planet, is going to throw a nice pass to the middle. And we couldn't really see who that was. I don't know if that's a guy, Macho or somebody.
I think it was Macho.
Macho, yes. Representing Raw. Yes. Great play. Another guy that I picked. What? Bito's going to throw to JP, a House Gang player from the East, but it's going to be broken up by Shaq from KDW to turn the ball over.
There you go. Don't get too happy. That was a nice drive, but they couldn't come up with no points. That was good defense by the West.
Hood is going to throw a pass to Tim, but it's going to be dropped. This ain't last year. We're playing ball this year. Tim doesn't make the play. He drops it. But Hood is going to follow up with a nice pass to Javon. Great catch by Javon from Black Star. Javon's a good player. Y'all guys need to try to scoop him up also. He played on the Owen Forever team, but he's a great player. Hood is going to throw Wise a pass in the corner end zone, but it's going to be dropped. That's why Wise shouldn't have been here. See that drop? The Wise I was playing would have made it, but this is the retired Wise. He makes the drop here. Then Bito's going to find Jeremy. Jeremy's coming from YMM with the great catch. Bito's going to scramble and throw to Jay for the first down, but it's low. That wasn't my fault. Bito got to bring that ball up. It was low.
Okay, but I thought this is what you made your career on, classes that...
Not when you retired.
I mean, come on, but you saying that you didn't lose it. You came in to prove that, and you drop a pass.
Bito's going to throw a deep pass to JP, but it's going to be underthrown and knocked away from Julian. Julian playing for, representing Ball So Hard. Great play by Julian here. Then Bito's going to throw a pass to Spaz. Spaz representing Animal Planet. Bito's going to follow when I throw to Prodigy. Prodigy's playing for Reckless, but it's going to get knocked away by Bishop, who's playing for Carver. Then Bito's going to throw an interception to Ak, who's playing for MV, to give the West the ball back.
Showing why he's there. He's been doing it all season. He's doing it in the All-Star game.
Hood is going to run on 4 for the short game. B-Dot blocking and showing why he's here. B-Dot is a bully. That's all that is. He's a bully.
Listen, he deserves it. Listen, nobody was able to get through him this game this season. He deserves to be there. He's showing why.
Hood is going to throw it up in the end zone. Tess is going to make a great catch for the West. 12-6. Tess is here for Rep City. Of course he's going to throw to his teammate.
Listen, that was a great catch right there by Tess. You got to give it to him. This kid is talented. He's able to play on both sides of the field. He's able to make a great catch. again, showing why they have 3 replacement players on that team. Actually 4. Yes, 4.
Hood is gonna throw a pass, pitch to extra point to Bishop. Bishop is gonna throw it to Wise, and Wise is gonna drop another pass. He should stay retired. He should stay retired. I remember Wise.
Listen, he's a ref. You know, he made it as, I guess, making as a good ref or something. He made it. He dropped that pass. Hey, what can you say?
We're gonna take you real quick. We're at half. We're gonna go to the award ceremony real quick for y'all.
Now we're gonna give out the awards for the season.
Clap it up after, fellas. Don't be shy.
We're gonna start with the first one, the Defensive Player of the Year. This was voted on. It's based on hustle. It's based on leadership, and it's based on the hardest player that we see on the field. That's gonna go to Pig from House Game. Just to let you know, guys.
And my boy came off an injury,
He came off a broken leg, had insole, size, everything, and he beat Preach by 1 vote.
He's here.
Good shit, Pig. Beat Preach by 1 vote. Can we find out who's the last vote? No, I can tell you. The next award was a unanimous award. Dominated the year. Offensive Player of the Year, Bryant, 14 touchdowns.
Give me some.
There we go. Yo, B, congratulations, boy. Guys,
Congratulations, little bro.
Weekend's in my house. Guys,
Yes, sir.
the next one was another close one.
I think I'll never get one of
But he was shooting it out through the year. And because of we had other quarterbacks in the race, but they didn't qualify for enough games. This guy shot it out all year and helped turn his team around. Quarterback of the year, Bito. Yeah, guys, the next award was it was close all around, guys. But this is the next award for Coach of the Year. Person led his team, played well, coached well, stepped down, helped his team make a complete turnaround. Storm, Coach of the Year. They had no wins last year, and they came back and had 5 wins and made the playoffs. Guys, the next award, MVP. Dominated the league. Everybody know who it is. Puka! Fellas, we got it. We have fellas. One more thing. We have one more award. Because of miscommunication, it's on the way here. It's on the way here. And this award is important to me, guys. It's a comeback player of the year award. And the reason me and my brother invented this award, listen up, guys. The way we invented it is because me and my brother, we lost our niece years back. And through the tragedy, we was able to turn our lives around and improve it from the tragedy. So it's a plaque. It will be here any minute. But I wanted to announce it. The comeback player of the year, the Carol Price comeback player of the year, Hood.
Guys, hold up. Guys, give a big shout out for Jay and Mike for a great season they had done as commissioners. Guys, clap it up.
Wait. I got one even better, fellas. Can we get a big loud clapping and a welcome for Jay. Today is his birthday, fellas.
How about we sing happy birthday?
Yo, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you. Yo, I got another award. Who's the worst ref in the church league? Jay, get dragged. Yo, fellas, second half, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Get back on your birthday gift. What's that?
Second half now. We're gonna start the second half. My East is down, but we're gonna try to get in the second half. Bruce is gonna come in at quarterback. Bruce is the quarterback for KDW, made the All-Star team. But he's gonna start off by getting sacked by Smoke from House Gang, baby. Great play by Smoke on this sack right here. Then Bruce is gonna follow that up with an interception to Prodigy. The Prodigy's not on this team. Maybe he's looking for Brian, but it's picked off by Prodigy, who's playing for Reckless.
Yes.
Nelson's gonna come in to throw. He's gonna throw a deep pass. Nelson, who's throwing for YMM, comes into a deep pass to Jeremy, but Jeremy runs into Jesse, his teammate from YMM, and nobody's gonna make it.
This is just a miscommunication by YMM all through the field. Quarterback throwing it to his receiver. The other receiver runs into him. That was a touchdown.
Yes.
They ran into each other. That was good defense by Jesse to stop Jeremy from catching the touchdown.
But Jesse and Jeremy on the same team.
And that's the funny thing right there. Only in the All-Star game.
Nelson's gonna throw a pass deep to Jeremy, but it's gonna be picked off by Tess.
Impressive kid. Another great play by him. You gotta watch him.
West is gonna get stopped on and give the ball back. D-Boy is gonna blitz and get D-Boy, who's there for Rep City.
Yes.
Is gonna blitz Nelson and sacks Nelson to give the ball back to the West. But he's gonna throw a short pass to Rudio. Rudio's here for them getters. Rudio's gonna get an extra yards with nice moves. Rudio's a great player. He gets hidden because he's with Hollywood and Megatron of them getters.
But I feel like he's just as talented as any of those guys. He's a little shorter, but I feel like that's what makes you notice this game even more. He's able to make moves like that.
Hoodie's gonna throw a deep pass to Brian, and Brian's gonna just get stopped. Brian's gonna drop the ball, Brian, who I think is overrated. And he's gonna make the drop here. West is gonna get stopped. Give us back the ball in the East. We need to score to get back in the game. Game's about to be over. Jeremy's gonna throw a short pass to Rico, who finally Rico's there for YMM. Rico's gonna get involved in the offense. Jeremy's gonna avoid the blitz because Jeremy's throwing now. He's gonna avoid the blitz and runs for a short gain. But then Jeremy's gonna get sacked to Javon to end the game. For my West. That's not going to be good. Well, actually, he's going to get sacked by Javon. Javon is there for Black Stallions.
Yes.
Then Jeremy's going to throw a Hail Mary. He's going to get knocked away by Rudio. We're going to end up losing the game 12-6. We should have won this game. We don't suck. The West sucks, but we lost.
I
should have played more.
At least y'all didn't get blown out. Y'all kept it close. That's an improvement, I guess. What other good thing can I say? They have a lot of talented players. I felt like they got better this year than last year.
Yeah, Preacher, Rico, Jeremy, Jesse. We had some great players, man. We had a lot of guys. Prodigy, me.
You see how he added himself
Pito.
there? That's funny.
We had a lot of good guys, but the West had some good guys too. Hood, Sean, Javon. Brian, Shaq. We had a lot of good guys. We had JP on our side. It was a great all-star game.
Listen,
we had a guy of fun.
But the most impressive thing is that on the West, they had 4 guys. I'm putting up 3. 4 guys from one team, replacements, and I feel like this is a team that wasn't even supposed to be coming into this league until late in the league. They came in, they have a lot of talented players. 4 of them made the All-Star game. They impact the game. One of them ends up becoming the player of this All-Star game.
The All-Star game winner, he has to get his award, is actually Tess.
Yes.
He will get his award. Yes. He got the MVP.
I feel like he did. He had an interception on defense. He had a touchdown on offense. Impressive play throughout the year. Impressive play in this game. Very talented kid. I feel like he was able to, give them certain players, quarterback, I feel like this kid is very talented no matter what position you put him in. But I feel like he's an effective receiver / cornerback. He's only gonna get better in my opinion. So I feel like he deserves it, and he's somebody who you need to watch.
We have fun. West is up 2-0 in the All-Star game. We're gonna come back next year.
I mean, the point is everybody had fun.
Yes.
Everybody was enjoying themselves. Everybody came out to play. Even though they took the game seriously, the East wanted to win. Some of the guys are upset that they won this year, but they take pride in the side that they play on, and that's what let me enjoy the game watching it. You know, it's a blessing to see all these guys come out and, you know, take what we do seriously and come out and have fun.
We had a good time, and, you know, now we're going to jump on the main game, which is championship game.
Yep.
Now, this is it. We saw the All-Star game. All-Star game was fun. You know, unfortunately, we probably didn't catch all the clips. At the end of the day, my East lost again. But we will win next year.
Ah, you already said that last year. Come on, give it up.
We will win next year.
Give it up already.
I could put a bet out there now. I'll wear a girl's wig.
No, don't do it
if we lose.
Don't do it.
We're gonna have some type of bet me and him are gonna do. We'll figure it out next season. But let's get to the main game, the mainstream game. Carver versus Browns. This is the game that everybody been waiting for all season. This is the game that people came out to look at. And this is the game that, from when Carver got in, it was people figured that they would be meeting the Browns. Once it was set that the Browns were going to the East, it was set that the Browns were going to win, face Carver in the championship.
And I feel like, I mean, I personally didn't necessarily see that because this league, there was a lot more competition this year. It could have went either way. When I saw that game between IOD and the Browns, I felt that it could have went either way between either team. But here, you see that the Browns were able to prevail this time. They were able to redeem themselves from last year when they got short, when they came up short going to the championship. So I feel like at this point, you know, it could be either team that can take this game.
All right, well, with that being said, we're going to jump right into the game. Carver's going to start off with the ball first. Chuck is going to throw to Cable Guy in the middle. Cable Guy with a big drop. And that won't be his only drop, but that's a big drop by Cable Guy. You know, it'll look like a lot of guys had jitters. You know, we had a lot of people out there, mainstream, you know, so guys get nervous, I guess. Next play, Chuck is going to get blitzed by Darnell, but sacked by Los. Great play by this Carver defense. And in the following play, Chuck is going to throw the Cable Guy again. Cable Guy for the first, he drops the ball, turnover and downs, Carver gives the ball to the Browns.
And this is not the Carver I remember watching all season. I mean, this is a totally different Carver. They're dropping passes, they're not getting open on routes. They're not completing plays. They're turning the ball over. And this is not something we've seen all year. Why is it happening here? Is it the Browns defense? Is it the championship atmosphere?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's a night game. You have a lot of people there. You have people from all over. You got your fellow, you have your team. You got family there. You got your other players in the league there. It's a big stage. I know Carver's used to this, but this pressure is a little different. For both teams, I think they got caught up under the pressure because it's a whole different atmosphere. 161 under the lights, it don't get better than that. Browns are going to get the ball back. Puka with a nice block, runs for a nice, decent gain here. 2 plays later, Reggie's going to find Weeds across the middle for the touchdown, giving the Browns 8-0 lead. Browns are in business.
And I feel like this is something that you do. When you see Carver slipping or making any type of mistakes, you capitalize. This is what they've been doing all season. Now you have to do it to them. It seems like that's what's happening right now.
Now remember, Browns is up 8-zip. We already seen one of the veteran guys on Carver drop a pass or 2 to hurt their team. Let's see what happens in this next series. Chuck is going to throw to Joe for a short gain. Then the next play, Chuck is going to throw again to Joe. Joe's going to drop the ball. You already got 2 veterans who you need to win, not making plays. Big drop by Joe. Big drop by Joe. I'm still amazed that Joe dropped that pass.
I mean, this is not something that you need. Why wait till the championship game? Something you've been doing all season to do this now. If this is what Carver does, then this should be nothing for them. Why wait till now to start dropping passes? This is going to cost them. They need to seal this up.
Chuck is going to find Boo Boo in the middle with a nice catch near the 10-yard line to get it moving. So at least Boo Boo's here ready to play. Chuck is going to throw the Boo Boo in the end zone, but it's just going to be broken up by Nut for the turnover. Second time in a row, Carver stopped.
I mean, this is something that doesn't happen. Carver getting stopped 2 times in a row. Now, if you don't capitalize on this one, it's going to come back because this is not something you expect to happen. I'm pretty sure Pam's going to say something to the team to get them back in action, get them playing the way they're supposed to. So this is a big opportunity. You have to take it.
Reggie's going to get the ball back and throw to Breezy for the first down, but it's going to get knocked down by Joe. Great play by Joe. Wasn't able to make the play on offense, definitely makes a play here on defense. On 4th down, though, this is the confusing play. On 4th down, Reggie's going to throw deep to Breezy. It's going to be knocked down by Joe. Turnover on downs. Now, you need the first down. Reggie goes deep, as you can see here. The only problem I have with that, I have 2 problems with that. One, it was a fast play. These guys got to know where the first down is. But he goes for the home run. But that's not my issue. He was open, go for it. But the throw was bad. He had Weeze open. He had Breezy open. If you look at this play, he had Breezy open. Breezy got a step on Joe. If you freeze it right here, Breezy's open. You throw it to the area. I don't know if he was pressured. It looked like Cable Guy was coming in on 4, so he didn't get enough oomph into the throw. He hangs the ball up, and Joe is able to knock it down to force the Browns to turn the ball over.
And one thing that I said is one of the Browns' Achilles heel is when you pressure Reggie and you get him out of his comfort zone, this is where he makes mistakes. And I feel like right here, if you're going to take a chance, you got to make sure that you make an accurate throw. It wasn't an accurate throw. It wasn't a throw where Breezy was able to get to it without the defender able to make a play on it, and that's why it caused a turnover. If you're going to take that chance, you might as well just go for the first down.
Well, Chuck is going to get the ball back and throw short to Boo. Then on 4th down, he's going to throw a nice pass in the back in the end zone to Angel for the touchdown to put Carver back in the game 8-6. Now, this was a controversy play. They said the soccer ball was on the field, causing the defender having to jump over the ball, saying that we should have stopped the play should have been done over. Because the interference was on the field during the play, you can't stop it during the play once the ball is already in the air. You have to play the field the way it is. But if you slow down this play and break it down, the ball wasn't in the way. What it looked like to me was, if you slow it down and look, Angel made a nice cut in the back of the end zone. The Browns defenders never rotated. If you look on the left side, Darnell is sitting with one of the guys in the corner. It looked like Danny. It looked like Danny's in the corner.
Danny, yes.
Then Cable Guy is going to run that route in front of the end zone, and it looks like Black, I believe it's Black, is going to rotate with him and not see Angel cutting in the back. Angel's already open from the play. You see it from the beginning. Angel with the great catch in the back of the end zone. We're going to try to show you again. The ball is not interfered. Nobody even saw the ball until after the touchdown was scored. We will see. If you see on the end of this play, Jingo went crazy, but I don't think that was the issue. They let Angel with a free run to the back of the end zone. If you see it again here, we're going to play it for you a few times. Great throw by Chuck. This was a timing route, because if you see when Cable Guy took off in the front, they rotated to him and left the back wide open. Danny froze Darnell to the corner, giving Angel a clean shoot in the back of the end zone.
And that was also a good throw where nobody was able to make a play on it. I feel like by the time everything was said and done, nobody was able to do anything about it. That was a perfectly run play. And I feel like one thing is, towards the beginning of the play, once they saw that Angel was going to cut, communication is the key. You gotta let the guy know that he needs to back up and pick him up in the back of the end zone, and then you switch to his guy. You have to communicate. That's the key. I don't feel like that happened, and that's why they were able to make that touchdown.
And what kills the Browns on this play, this is on 4th down.
Yes.
4th down. They could have stopped it, got the ball back.
And if you notice, that's 2 4th down mistakes they made. One on offense when they went deep, and now this one that caused the score. This is a game changer right here. This is something you don't want happening.
Well, the Browns are going to get the ball back. They're up 8-6, and like I've been saying all season, you're in good hands with Puka. And if you look at this play, Puka's got Jay on him. Jay is one of the best man-to-man cover guys on this Carver defense, other than Danny. If you see this move Puka makes, it can look like Jay tripped up on him, his footing got lost. I don't know what you want to call it. You can look at the film. If you can slow it down, maybe Ghost can darken it in and see Danny look like he's tripping. Jay look like he's tripping. At the end of the day, that was a great cut by Puka. And like you said earlier, Reggie always know where Puka is at on the field. This throw Reggie makes. Finds Puka in end zone, touchdown, Browns up 14-8.
And I feel like that was huge because this is something that they needed to come and take the lead. I feel like this is the best way to keep ahead, and I feel like those stops that they made early in the game is what got them the lead in the first place. Now they have to keep going with it and try their best to hold and lock Carver. And who knows if they can do it, but they're looking good right now.
Chuck is going to get the ball back and throw to Jay, who goes on a slant and dives for the ball, but the ball is dropped. Not looking good for this offense. They're going to come back to Joe again the next play, and Joe is going to drop the ball. It's not looking good right now. They need the guys to make a play. The veterans on this team are not making plays. The only guy that looked like he was up the first half was Goop. Chuck on. This is the big play though. Chuck is going to find Joe in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, putting Carver back up in the game, 15-14. Now, if you look here, Joe had an easy run to the back. None of the Browns picked him up. None of the Browns looked at him. They left him go right in the back of the end zone. Chuck is going to find him right before the half. Touchdown, Carver, Browns 4. Gave it up.
And this is the whole point. You see a veteran dropping passes, but the point is he's there for a reason. Even though he drops one pass, maybe two, that doesn't mean that you don't go to him when he's open. A lot of quarterbacks make that mistake. They lose confidence in their receiver when they drop a few passes and they leave him there, and that's why the defense sleeps on that guy. They figure, oh, he's not going to go back to him. But you got to know this team already. They're there for a reason. If they weren't pulled out, then they're eligible receivers. They're going to get the ball. And Joe was left wide open, and he got the ball for a touchdown and a half. That hurts because if you stop that, the Browns would have been ahead in this half with the lead, and who knows what would have happened.
With the ball back.
With the ball back, so who knows what would have happened moving forward. They let them score. Now, Carver's actually back in it. The pressure's a little bit off now.
They played horrible.
Yes, they played horrible.
And they're up.
And they're up. So that's a bad look for the Browns not to take the opportunity to give Carver the chance to get the lead again. This is not the way you want to end the half.
Well, we're going to see both captains talking to their team. Both coaches, I should say, talking to their team now. We're going to start off with Jingo.
Fight, y'all. That's what we like to fight. We do. That's what we do. We come back out swinging. That's how we come back out swinging.
We're not down. We're in the game that we want. We want this. This is what we want. We want a dog fight. We don't want to beat them in mercy. We want to beat them at what they do.
They feel better, y'all. They feel better when we win. 14-15. Let's go.
Come on, man. We came way up here. Way up here.
One time.
Way up too far.
PG, y'all 3.
1, 2, 3.
PG.
Listen. Yo, we did everything wrong. First half, we're supposed to be 3 touchdowns, easy. We did everything wrong. Listen, everything that could have went wrong. We got 1. We got the lead. That's right. Reggie's not this kind of player. Let's go. Just shut up and listen. He's not this kind of player. What he want? You know. Joey knows. Now, if I'm holding everybody accountable, this half, everybody got a short leash. You, I don't give a who you are. If you can't match up, I'll put a slow motherfucker in the matchup. Any one of y'all. Y'all playing like
still
y'all playing chill. Y'all playing like all of y'all. Y'all happy for you fucking better than that, and you fucking put us in the hole. Now get us out the hole. Let's go. That's what you can do.
Let's go.
Take us out.
Now, loud and proud.
Let's go! Where do they play, Joe, man? Let's go! On 3 defense, on 6 hella! 1, 2, 3! Defense! 4, 5, 6! Hella! Let's make plays!
Let's get aggressive on that defense.
Well, you see them both hyped. You know, Pams is a little more aggressive than Jingo. You know, and Pams is frustrated. You know what I mean? He figures that that's the worst half he ever seen his team play. And sometimes Carver players talk too much, and they don't let their players do the talking. You know what I mean? They get too much in the talking battle, and instead of in the celebrating battle, they need to worry about scoring points, stop making stops, and that's celebration of the championship. Browns, on the other hand, they had Carver on the ropes, but if you keep a fighter in the fight, you're gonna get knocked out. And Browns had an opportunity several times to knock Carver out. They left Carver against the ropes. Carver was able to make a surprising strike back to get right back into it.
And this is not something you want to do. Give them rhythm while to end the half, because now you have to make sure that you have to lock them down again in the second half. You don't give them their stride because then they could run away with the game. If you would have kept them down, maybe you would have been able to run away with it. But now this is a game. You have the ball. You have to make something happen at this point.
Well, second half, Browns going to start out with the ball, and it's going to start out with Reggie getting sacked by Cable Guy. Next play here, Reggie's going to throw the swerve for the first, but Danny and Joe are going to almost get an interception. Now you see Carver turning it up on defense. Reggie's going to get blitzed and throw the Puka in the end zone, but Jay gets called for a flag for tackling, and Cable Guy gets a flag for holding, which is going to put the Browns on the 5-yard line. 2 bad flags by Carver on one play. But as the Browns are in the red zone, Browns are going to get stopped as Puka drops the touchdown here. He's going to get a little cut off because Pop got in the way, but I think the ball may have been a touch too forward, but Puka got to make that play. We've seen Puka get beat last year by Matrix in the championship, in the game that goes to the championship. Hopefully, goes to pull up the film. Hopefully, I'm hoping he can. If he can, I gotta apologize for that. But he's gonna get beat on that big play last season that kind of cost the Browns to go to the championship. And this play right here, if he makes this catch, Browns are up 20 to 15, not counting the extra point. But he's gonna make the drop. We don't know if that's gonna end the game, but that's one of the big plays that the Browns don't make that's going to hurt them.
And that's what I spoke about, opportunities. When you're given an opportunity, you have to take it. You can't afford to let it slip by, because then the next team is going to take their opportunity to keep the lead or take the lead from you. You don't do that, and unfortunately they weren't able to seize this opportunity here.
Well, Carver's going to get the ball back. Remember, they're up 15-14 in the second half. They're going to get a big gain as Nut leaves Cable Guy wide open. 2 plays later, Breeze is going to collide with Boo Boo, leaving Danny wide open. One thing about Carver is they run the best crossing routes in the league. People say they set picks, but the problem with this team is that the great thing about this team is they run timing routes, and they know when to cut, they know who to cut, and they know how to make guys run into each other or run into their own man. If you run into one of their players while running across, that's not a pick. A pick is when a guy picks you off while moving like a screen of basketball. A moving pick. Carver doesn't do that. Sometimes they do, but they run the timing pattern so well, and they know how to get each other open that they make it easier for themselves to get open. So now you're gonna see after that, Chuck is gonna throw a pass to Joe, but it's gonna get knocked away. But Browns get a flag on the field, giving Carver yardage. Chuck is gonna throw a short pass to Cable Guy after that. And the defense is going to end up making a great play to turn the ball over for the Browns and give the ball back to the Browns defense. Great play by Browns, making it stop, giving the ball back to the offense.
And I feel like this is huge, because now they have another opportunity to take the lead. I feel like at this point, how many opportunities are you going to let slip by? Do you want to win this game or not? I feel like at this point, they have to go all or nothing at this point. They have to score. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
They're down 15-14. Reggie's going to throw to a wide open swerve for the first down. Now they're moving. Then Reggie's going to throw to Weezy. The slight contact by Angel causes the drop. Now if you look at this play, if Weezy makes this catch, there's nothing but sideline there. But because it looks like to me he cut before the ball got there, before he had a reception, he drops it. Your thing was, it looked like Angel was able to make a great play to hit his arm to cause him to drop the ball.
Either way, you're a receiver out there. You're going to get contacted while you're going for the ball. You have to be able to make that catch. Who knows what would have happened? What would have happened? You had a whole sideline. Unfortunately, he dropped the pass. That was a good way for the defender. I believe that was Jay.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that. Yes, that was a good way to get his hand in to actually affect the way that play ended, and that caused the drop of the play. That was big right there for Carver, and I feel like this is a lost opportunity again for the Browns.
Reggie's going to throw the Breezy in the next down, but the ball is going to be too high and incomplete, which is going to cause Carver Browns to punt. Remember, they're down 15-14. They punt. Now they have to stop Carver from getting a first down. They get a first down, game is over. First play, Chuck is going to throw a nice pass to Danny across the field. The next play, Chuck is going to throw a nice pass to Joe for a huge game near the first. This is a great throw by Chuck. It looks like the defender is just going to get there late. Just missed the knockdown.
But I feel at this point, what they're doing is they're playing these receivers on a man. And all Chuck needs is that slight space from that slight move on their route. He can make that pass. And I feel like at that point, that was a testament to that. The defender was with him, but just because Joe had that extra step on his route, Chuck was able to make that great throw to have the defender just miss. I feel like this is patented Chuck right here. You give him space, and Chuck is able to make the throw right where his receiver needs it.
Now we have a big 4th down coming up. Chuck is going to call an overload to the left side, as you see here. Cable guy from the right side is going to block low. So Chuck is going to get an easy run here for the 1st down. Ending the game, 15-14, Carver Mob, the new champions, championship number 37.
37 says a lot. That shows that they have experience. They know how to handle any situation, even if it's a bad one. They had a horrible first half. I would say they dropped a lot of passes that they could have, if they would have gotten it, they probably would have went away with the game early. But they didn't. They kept the Browns in, and I feel like the Browns shot themselves in the foot in this game. They had opportunities to score. They didn't. They had opportunities to stop their offense. They didn't. And I feel like at the end they came up short again.
Well, that's going to give Carver the win in another game that the Browns actually let slip through their fingers. No team scored in the second half.
No.
Game ended 15-14, same way it ended the first half. But the Browns had too many missed opportunities. And that's what they're going to have nightmares about coming into next season. Just like they did against MV. 2 years in a row, they messed up themselves to win the championship. MV, they lost the game to go to the chip. This game, they lost the game in the chip, and they made too many mistakes against a veteran team. You can't do that.
And I feel like you can single out certain players where they made a mistake, a bad decision, a bad throw. My pick for the decision that cost them the game, because this is a game that went to the wire. Nobody scored in the second half. So I feel like the difference maker was all the plays that happened in the first half. The main one was that one play where they threw it to Breezy deep on 4th down and got stopped. It was a bad throw, first of all.
Yes, because Breezy was open.
Yes, he was open. He had a step. All you have to do is throw it ahead,
as you can
so
see here,
Breezy can get to it. But he had to stop for it. Joe was able to make a play on it because all he has to do is catch up to the ball now because the ball was hung a little extra.
Right.
And plus, Weeze was open coming off of a slant for the 1st down. Why take a chance in going deep on 4th down when you're against a Carver offense that can come on the field and drive down and score? Why give them that opportunity? You want to make sure that you have the 1st down, keep the ball as long as you can, drive down the field, and make a score. You know, I feel like that's what was the difference maker for me at the end.
I have two. I have the one that Puka should have caught the touchdown.
Yes.
You know, I have that play that's being my big play. But my other one was Joe's free run to the back of the end zone. Nobody picked them up. They scored right before the half. If they don't score, the Browns go into the half up. And they get the ball back. Yes. I think that hurt them. That destroyed them. He had a free run to the back of the end zone. And that killed them. So I think that's what's going to have, you say, cost them the game.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we had a little scuffle. You know, we're not going to show it. We're not going to talk about it because we don't want people to get the ideas that that's how they get on video. So we're not even going to talk about it. All I can tell you was a misunderstanding. It was said that one guy threw another guy down. That's not what happened. But we're not going to get into the whole situation. At the end of the day, Carver Mob is the new champs. They come into the league. They win the championship. It wasn't easy. You know, a lot of people think they ran through teams. They didn't. And I'll be the first to say they didn't run through teams. They should have lost that game against Geddes. They should have lost, they could have lost the game against Black Stallions when they were short. You know what I mean? There was a few games they could have lost. They could have lost the game against Geddes again in the playoffs.
Yes.
You know, there's a few. They could have lost the game to Rep City. They beat the Rep City in the playoffs by 5. Listen, they barely beat them in the regular season.
They beat them by 6 and 5, both games they played. So those are 2 close games. Again, my point is, you can get into all of that as much as you want, but the Carver team has a right to say woulda, coulda, but shouldn't. Because they end up winning those games.
We're not taking nothing away from them. What I'm saying is this. They got into a league, and people say, listen, the competition, listen, at the end of the day, they won this game 15-14.
Yes.
They won this game based off the Brown mistakes and based on Carver's experience. That's not a walk through the park.
No.
This is the league that we have. This is what we do. We try to make it competitive. Everybody had an opportunity to win. They against the Gators, they lost boo-boo for cursing. Yeah. So they had opportunities to lose. They didn't. They won it. So you give this team their respect. and you honor them as so you pay homage. They earned it. They won the $4,000. They're the champs.
Yes.
Give them their props. Come after them next year and try to beat them because Pans said, quote, they will be back, and they're coming back with the same team.
And if you look at it, this is not an undefeatable team. A lot of these games, like you said, they came through on a hair. Just this close to losing. My point is, a lot of teams played well against them. They were effective against them. I feel, you said that the Gators had a chance to beat them. I feel like Rep City had a chance to beat them. And I feel like the thing about Rep City was they were able to run up the score with Carver. They were able to score, battling back and forth. I just feel like Carver had the last possession, and that's what gave them the wins in both games. So I feel like there's a lot of teams out here that can battle with them and actually win games. Unfortunately, they didn't do that this season because a lot of these teams shot themselves in the foot, and they need to look at themselves for that. And so other than that, I feel like this is a team that you don't have to be afraid of. Not to take anything away from Carver, but this is a smart team.
Yeah.
There's a smart team. They have a smart quarterback. They have a smart coach that doesn't take nothing for granted and doesn't let nothing go by.
No.
So I feel like you give them all the credit in the world because they deserve every win they got this season. They deserve that championship. They deserve everything that they get.
Yes, and they won the championship. So
Yes.
you just respect them for that. They're beatable. Don't say who they had and this and this and that. And
They could have a weak side or division.
They could have lost.
No, they
won. They earned it. Give them their props.
Yes.
That's all it is. And then we're going to have the championship MVP. As you see the teams, after the game. Joe played
Blow,
great.
yes.
Joe Blow played great.
Yes.
He had 2 drops, but he scored a touchdown, made 3 or 4 great stops on defense. He won MVP. A lot of people may have thought Chuck should have done it. No. Joe was the best player of this game. He helped carry Carver to win that championship.
And again, Chuck, was their quarterback. He helped them on offense, but Joe Blow helped them on both sides of the field. A lot of players, if he wouldn't have been able to do that on defense, I feel like this game would have went the other way.
Yep.
So I feel like Joe was a key to this team winning this game because he started slow, he picked up, he corrected his mistakes. He was able to make the catches that he was supposed to make. He helped them on scoring, on making a touchdown catch, and he was able to make some key defensive plays. Hands down for me, I feel like he was the MVP of that game.
And that's gonna end it. That's gonna end it for us. I mean, we showed you the All-Star game, we showed you the Final Four, we showed you the championship, and that's gonna end the season. I mean, we had a great time. We may do a tournament. It's possible. I'm still looking into it. The UFL won't start until December. And Carver's coming in at champs. And you got to ask yourself, what's the questions of the offseason? Well, my biggest thing to look at is, my positive plus to look at is Lou from House Gang.
Yeah.
Chuck's son. He's the starting quarterback of House Gang. He picked that team's offense up, and I think once he gets to start next season, he's going to be a great quarterback. He's going to make plays for this team. He's going to take this team to the next level. I think that's my thing to watch. My other quarterback to watch is Casey. I heard Casey's going to be the quarterback for Raw. He's going to start out the quarterback. He was going back and forth with Eddie. And he's going to be the new starter for Raw. And I think that's going to be amazing to see. And that's the things that I want to watch next season. And on the down part, there's 3 down parts I want to talk about. 1, another year Reggie comes in and he doesn't win a championship. Reggie got the most experience in this league, and he was not able to have a great run, to win the championship. I think he has. The question is, does he have it left in the tank? He told me he's coming back, but the question everybody wants to know: does he still have it in the tank? Should Jingle go out and get another quarterback? I think he may need another playmaker. And on this offense to help him out. My other thing to talk about before you give your opinions in the league is Crazy. Crazy had a terrible season. He was picked up by Blackstein. I'm sorry, not Blackstein. It's Bolsohar, and he had a terrible season. So I think we got to see where he's gonna go next season. Bolsohar may want to go another route. I heard Ralph is available because YMM cut Ralph.
Yes.
So Ralph is a free agent. So if I was them, no disrespect to Crazy, I would go after Ralph. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that's up in the air. Bishop said he's coming back. Is he going back to Carver? I heard MV's one that seem to have interest in Bishop services. So, I mean, that's the things that we need to talk about. Rico didn't have a great year this year,
Yeah.
For YMM. What's going on with Slash and Joe?
Yes.
Switching that quarterback.
On
what
that,
do you think?
I feel my positives, my things that I actually picked up this year was, you know, Brian actually surprised me this year. I feel like he's a guy that, you know, came out of nowhere. He had a tenacious, a great season. Nobody was able to stop him when he was on that the KDW offense. Even though Bruce was forcing it to him a lot of those times, but he was one guy who surprised me.
And they get another weapon back next year. Chad comes back next year.
So I feel like that's something that you look at going forward, because KDW had a solid season this year, and they only get better. They lost their Chad Frost in the middle of the season, and I feel like Shaq is gonna actually improve. He's gonna, hopefully, he's gonna solidify all the things that he didn't do towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he dropped off at the
end of the season. I feel like he should pick up. Bruce needs to learn from the mistakes that he made. You know, solidify his throwing. But I feel like he can. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Animal Planet playing a great season. I look at them improving. Preacher surprised me playing as well as he did on defense.
Preacher said he's a free agent.
Yes, and so that's another thing.
Preacher's a great corner.
Yes.
He was the second. He came run-up as Defensive Player of the Year. Will somebody look to pick him up?
I mean, there's a lot of teams that could use him.
But a lot of teams don't know him, and that's the problem. They need to stop worrying about his size, stop worrying about his name, and see what he did this season and pick him up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think that a lot of teams could use him. House Gang can use this guy.
Yes. He can use him on corner, but they can also use him as an offensive player, because he was a great offensive player as well. He did it on both sides of the field. So I feel like that's a great pickup for House Gang.
If they decide to go that route.
Yes.
You gotta know there's players in this league. Stop worrying about everybody everywhere else. There's players in this league that you could pick up to make your team better.
Yes.
You don't know who they are? Go to the guest book. You can't get them through the guest book? Hit me up. I'll find the players for you. There's players in this league that you can get to get bigger and get better. Remember, no team is going to be allowed to get dominant superstar teams. But if you pick up players within the league, how can you get mad at that?
All you do is to pick up a piece that a last team had that they're not using anymore. You pick them up, add them to your team, and make your team better. I feel it's not that difficult. These guys are willing to play. They want to win. Preacher said that this year he was kind of disappointed in the ending that Animal Planet had. He wasn't mad for joining the team, but he was disappointed at the ending. He doesn't mind going to another team. And the disappointment for me was seeing how Sniper's team from Underrated kind of fell apart. I feel like he's not a bad quarterback. He had a decent year last year. I feel like his team actually fell apart underneath him, and he wasn't able to do anything this year. Another disappointment was House Gang. Not having probably one of the worst offenses in the league while having the best defense in the league. That was a disappointment for me, and I feel like that's something that they need to fix. Lou, who knows, maybe he can improve. You know, he started late in the season. He didn't get his chance to play in the beginning of the season. They can solidify that, get that handle, get some extra offensive weapons. They didn't really have any blowaway offensive weapons this year, so that was disappointing that they didn't really fix that. Hopefully they can do it next season.
Who's MV's starting quarterback?
And thank you. And that's something that I almost slipped by.
Orlando's reffing
next year. So they're not going to have a structure coach. Fred, who knows what's happening with him? He missed half the season pretty much.
Or did they bench him?
Who knows what the situation was? We probably will hear more about it now that Orlando's not there at the helm. You know, players will probably be more open with speaking about it. We'll never know. Yomi, when he came in to play in the playoffs, they didn't score.
Nope.
So I don't think he was ready. I think they needed Fred at this game.
Or Joey should have started.
Or Joey,
because Yomi wasn't ready.
My point is, Yomi wasn't ready. Fred was their quarterback in the start of the season. There's another season where Fred started with them and didn't end with them. So maybe it's time to look at another team. Maybe it's time to do something. Maybe some changes. Hood went to another team. He had a great year. Maybe this is Fred's turn to break out and do something else. Who knows?
We got 2 new teams joining the league next year. It's going to be a lot. And we just jumped on certain situations with the teams. So, I mean, it's going to be a great year next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see what's going on with these teams. And like I said, look at the videos. Go through the tape. Find out who did what and know who to go after. I'm going to put it up at the site probably at the end of the week. who's the free agents? Who tells me that they're a free agent? You may want to talk to them. You may want to get them on your team. It's not about pride. It's about winning. And that's what Carver does.
Yes.
They win. If Pansfield is a player in the league that he can pull to put on his team and make his team better, how can the front office stop him if he picks up a player from the league? It's the other team's job to stop him from getting these players and get them himself.
Yes.
So that's how you stop them. You want to stop them from winning chips? Don't get the players that you need to play to make your team better. That's going to end the show for me. I'm excited for next year. We're on a few months layoff now.
Layoff.
And like I said, it's just amazing to see what happens next year. So, you know, on behalf of the UFL, on behalf of Real Tough Talk, I'm going to tell you I have a great summer. Have a great spring. We will see you in the winter in December. First meet should be in September. Any new teams wanting to get involved, my number's on the site. Give me a call, drop a line on the guest book. Get at me because we're taking spots early because we got a big buzz. We have a lot of teams. And remember, we shut the door. We don't let everybody in. So please get in contact as soon as you can. That being said, I'm Stephen J.
And I'm Ghost.
And we will see y'all in the UFL 2014-2015 season. Congratulations, Carver Mob, the new UFL champs.